Before you start on your surface area quiz today, I wanted to take just a few minutes to review with you work one of each type of shape, and then you can get started on your quiz. If at any point while you're working through the examples with me during this review you have a question, raise your hand and ask me now, because I can't give you any help once you start on the quiz. Okay, so if you have questions while you're working on the review problems with me now, raise your hand, ask me if you're in my room, or Miss Timms if you're in her room, and we'll help you before you get started on your quiz. First, let's review the formulas, and these are in your notes. The surface area of a rectangular prism formula: 2 times length times width, plus 2 times width times height, plus 2 times height times length. Remember, we multiply our groups of 3, and then at the end we add whatever we get for each of those groups of 3. We add them all together to get our answer. For the triangular prism, it's base times height, coming from the triangle, and we're looking for the 2 sides that form the right angle to get those, plus P stands for the perimeter of the triangle, so we add up the 3 sides of the triangle, times capital H, the height of the prism. So we multiply, and then we add at the end. The rectangular pyramid: 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. Remember, again, perimeter, we add up the sides on this one, it would be of the rectangle, times the slant height. The slant height starts at the top of the pyramid, goes down the side, plus length times width. And then the triangular pyramid: 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height, plus base times height divided by 2, finding the area of the triangular base. So let's try some. I want you either to work these problems with me in your notes, and you can look at the examples while you're working on your quiz, or if you'd rather just do them on the whiteboard, do them on the whiteboard, but you should be working them somewhere, either in your notes where you can look at them while you're working on the quiz, or you can work them on the whiteboard. So the first thing I want to do is figure out what shape is this, and then what formula do I use. And I'm going to write the formula down. So it is surface area of a rectangular prism. So I write my formula: 2 times length times width, plus 2 times width times height, plus 2 times height times length. Okay? Then I'm going to look at what is my length, width, and height. Okay? You may be used to writing it out to the side. The length is 6, the width is 4, the height is 14. We're going to need those numbers to plug in our formula. So we do 2 times the length is 6 times the width is 4. I'm going to put parentheses around them because I want to multiply them first. 2 times the width is 4 times the height is 14. And then 2 times the height is 14 times the length is 6. Okay? Take your calculator, and we're going to multiply each group of 3. So for 2 times 6 times 4, we should get 48. For 2 times 4 times 14, we should get 112. And for 2 times 14 times 6, we get 168. Okay, we're almost done. Our last thing to do is add those 3 numbers: 48 plus 112 plus 168. Punch that in your calculator, and we should get 328 inches squared. Okay, so that's your example for a rectangular prism. It's also the formula you would use for a cube. All right, example 2, doing this in your notes or on a whiteboard. This is surface area of a triangular prism. They tell us the base of the prism is an isosceles triangle. So we know that if this side is 38, that means that this side, I wrote 38, it's 37. If this side is 37, this side is also 37. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a note of that. Okay? And my formula for surface area of a triangular prism, I'm looking in my notes: base times height plus perimeter times the height of the prism. All right, remember to find the base and the height of the triangle. We have to look for where does it form the right angle. So I see 24, and then I see this height that's not actually a side, it's going up the middle of the triangle, is 35. That is going to be my base and my height of my triangular prism. So I'm going to write that in: 24 times 35. Okay? Next, the perimeter. Remember to find the perimeter of the triangle. I add up the 3 sides of the triangle. So 37 plus 37 plus 24. 37 plus 37 plus 24 gives me 98. Okay, and then the height of the prism, remember the height of the prism connects our front triangle and our back triangle, so that's going to be times 45. Alright, at this point we're going to multiply this group, we're going to multiply this group, and then we'll add at the end. 24 times 35 gives me 840. 98 times 45 gives me 4,410. And then we add those two together, and we get 5,250. And that's centimeters squared. Alright, so that's our example of a triangular prism. Again, if you have questions while you're doing this review, raise your hand and ask me. I'm happy to help you now. Can't help you once you start on the quiz. Alright, example 3, surface area of a square pyramid. Since we know that this is a square pyramid or a rectangular pyramid, we use the same formula. Surface area equals 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height plus length times width. Since it's a square pyramid, we know that if the length of the square pyramid is 11, that means the width is also going to be 11, because a square is the same on all four sides. Okay, so I start by writing my 1/2. P, the perimeter, I add up the four sides of the square base, 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11. That should give me 44. The slant height is this coming from the top down the side to the bottom, so that's 9. Okay, and then length and width of the square base here and here, since it's a square, they're both going to be 11. From here, remember I'm going to take care of this group of 3, take care of this group of 2, and then we'll add at the end. I'm going to multiply 44 times 9, and then I'm going to go ahead and divide that by 2. 198. Over here, I'm going to do 11 times 11. That's 121. My last step is to add those two numbers together, and I get 319 meters squared. Okay, so that is our example for square pyramid surface area. The last shape you need to know how to find the surface area of is the triangular pyramid. Okay, this is our last example 4. You should be doing this in your notes with me or on a whiteboard to practice. Alright, and remember we talked about when we see this word regular triangular pyramid, that's telling us something important. A regular triangular pyramid, the base of that is going to be an equilateral triangle. Equilateral means all three sides are the same. I need to know that to be able to find the perimeter in a second. Alright, I'm going to write my surface area formula. 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height plus base times height divided by 2. Alright, and I'm starting with, I bring down the 1/2. I need the perimeter. What did we just say? Regular means equilateral. So if this side is 2.2, that means this side is 2.2. And that means this back side is 2.2. So to find the perimeter, I would do 2.2 plus 2.2 plus 2.2. Or 2.2 times 3, since there's 3 sides, it's all the same. That is 6.6. The slant height, I see it coming from the top to the bottom. It is 2. Okay? And then the base and the height here, I noticed while y'all were working that we had some questions about where do these numbers come from. You want to look at the bottom triangle of this shape down here. Okay? What is the base and the height of that base? Where do they form the right angle? So I see 2.2, and then I see this right here that comes up and forms a right angle. That's 1.9. So my base is 2.2, my height is 1.9. I plug that in, and I'm going to divide it by 2. Alright, so I start over here. I'm going to multiply 6.6 times 2, and then I'm going to divide it by 2 because of the 1/2. And I get 6.6. I'm going to do 2.2 times 1.9. And then I divide that by 2. So this is going to give me 2.09. And then I'm going to just add those together to get my final answer. 8.69 centimeters squared. All right, you are ready to start your quiz now. Go to digits, and under to do, you should see the Unit 12 surface area quiz. I know you can do this. Good luck. Use your notes to help you. Use your examples and your formulas to help you. And if you have any questions before you get started, ask me now.